What do you think has been some of your biggest struggles or hurdles in life?
Dealing with the death of my son is probably the biggest.
Yeah.
My biggest struggle now is feel like I don't do enough for God.
We talked a little bit about on the boat. What does God have to do with you overcoming that lifestyle? How did he fit into the picture?
God he's everything to me. Some people can be successful without him on this earth. It ain't eternal successfulness.
Yeah.
But it is while they're on this earth, But for me, God has been my motivator, and God has been one of the main reasons why I am where I am today.
Yeah.
When I was out there selling drugs, or when I was out there doing this and doing this, I always had an excuse to make it right. I was like, oh, the government's some of the biggest crooks, politicians, they're the biggest criminals in the world, or this, that, and the third, or the government's put the drugs on the streets, and this, that, and the third. So I always had some kind of dumb excuse to dictate why what I was doing was right. And it wasn't until I started digging in that Bible and God slowly changed who I was, my mind, body, and my soul, and molded me to who I am now, is when I really realized what right and wrong was, And now, I feel sorrow for people. If I see old people needing help with groceries, I help them. I do random acts of kindness. And the more you do that, it's like that movie The Grinch. That heart kept growing and growing and growing and growing. And then he's flying down the hill and he's throwing toys out. And that's what life's like, man. And it's scary at first. And like now I look in the mirror sometimes and I look at myself and I'm like, are people when they first meet me, or when, I do a lot of work with vendors and stuff like that. And like when people first meet me, they're like, oh God, you know what I'm saying? But then when they get to hanging out around me, they're like, you're like another guy trapped in another guy's body, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because I got so much joy in my heart and stuff like that. And I hate that. A lot of times I hate these tattoos because they make me, they portray me to be somebody that I'm not no more. And I've done got to that point in my life, all that hatred's lifted. I could never go back to who I used to be. I couldn't do it. I just can't. I can't see myself being that person that I used to be, period. Now my worldview on things is a lot different now.
You've had a radical worldview shift.
Yeah.
Radical. If a young man who was a gang member or was thinking about joining a gang was watching this, what advice would you give to them?
Never sell yourself short. Never think because of whatever you're involved in or whatever you got going on in your life, or whether you're homeless, whether you're in the streets, whether you're poor, whatever you're going through in life, don't stop yourself from trying to climb higher and trying to be successful, because it can't happen. Find somebody in your communities, at Boys and Girls Centers or youth pastors or something. Find somebody, and you might have to do some searching, but find somebody that'll take time out with you and show you a better way, and just keep your mind open, focus on that, on what they're saying, take heed to what they're saying, and just step out your comfort zone and try. It's a lot changing your life around. It's just a spiral of emotions. But once you finally get both feet on the other side of that fence, life is so great, man. It's so grand. I got a dollar bill up there. I keep in a thing. I showed it to you.
Yeah.
It's my first dollar bill I made since I changed my life around. And I'm so proud of that dollar. I'm so proud of every little thing I got. When I buy stuff, or when I pay bills, or it just gives me so much joy, and so much love in my heart, man. And it's a love that I've never felt before. It's a sense of belonging and a sense of family that I've never felt before. I thought I did back then, but I didn't. So for anybody, man, that's struggling in that life, I don't disrespect no other gangs. I don't look down on gang members. I don't look down on gangs. Some of the things they might do might be wrong, but those are good people.
Yeah.
They're people just like everybody else.
So,
they just, like I say, along the way they was, somebody failed them. And so, it ain't my place to tell gangs business or elaborate on what I was a part of or what I did inside. That's nobody's business. That was between me and them. And that's a secret I take to the grave, but there's a better way, there is. And all you got to do is reach out for help and just give it a try, give it a shot, man, because it'll happen. There's going to be rough times, but you can't let yourself get knocked down. Put the same amount of fight and the same amount of the lion that you are in the streets, be that lion making that change, and nothing can stop you. You'll be successful.
You mentioned that you wanted to do ministry.
Yes.
What kind of ministry do you want to do?
Really what God wants me to do. I got so much, I don't know. I want to work with the worst of the worst, hardest of the hardest criminals. I think that'll be a challenge. I want to go into the mind. I want to go to the places and where it all started for me. I want to get deep down into the worstest neighborhoods or prisons or death row or whatever, and try to change those people. I kind of want to open up a ministry just for troubled youth, you know, addiction, people that's just dealing with emotional things and, you know, and stuff like that. A thing where I get a bunch of volunteers that do things for people. You know, I've always wanted to open up a place, kind of like a Salvation Army type place where people donate stuff, but then I have a group of people. You know, I think it would be good if I had a group of troubled teens, a group of troubled kids that could shadow me on giving back to the community, you know, taking food, feeding families, giving people clothes, you know, doing outreach, maybe taking a kid fishing on a boat, you know, stuff. Just I got so much stuff in my mind and so many ideas that I've poured out to God. You got to be patient when you're talking to God, because I mean, He don't work on time. So I gave God my ideas. Told Him what I'm passionate about, what I'm good at, my strengths, and what I'm not strong at. And I'm just gonna let Him use my, you know, my story, my testimony, my scars, to just work for Him.
So if a church or a civic center or a police department or something wanted you to come and speak for them, you would be open to doing that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I would like to say though, for anybody to start out reading the Bible, I would say kind of start with the New Testament. You know, to get a feel of, you know, what's kind of going on, who Jesus was, and you know, disciples, and, you know, New Age stuff. And then, you know, once you start getting a better understanding of things, kind of, you know, go back to the Old Testament and kind of read it through. Every time I read the Bible, I get something different out of it. You know, I read a verse, and I can go back 2 weeks later and read that same verse and see a totally different view on it and get a totally different, I mean, the answers is in here, man. God speaks to you through your words. One of the things we was going to elaborate on in the fishing video, and those of y'all who ain't seen the fishing video, go check it out. It's me and Mark, man. We out on the river. We're catching some brim. Just hanging out and politicking. Fishing has been a real big thing in my life to help me with my sobriety. And it's peaceful. You know, get out there on that river, get a fishing pole in your hand, and just, you know, take that time to hang out with God. You know, buy a kid a fishing pole. You know, everybody's got cousins or nieces or nephews. You might not have kids of your own. Go to Walmart, spend $20, man. Go buy that kid a fishing pole and take that kid fishing, man, and just watch the joy, you know, light up in their eyes. And it's a great time to talk. You know, talk with God, talk with people, talk to your fishing buddies. One of my favorite fishing buddies, my wife. You know, that's something we do, and we're able to get out there on the water and just, you know, just speak freely and, you know, talk about anything, any problems that might have happened or anything going wrong in a marriage or the goods, the highs, the lows, or whatever. It seems like when you're out there on that water, man, it's just, everything's just is open for discussion. And everything goes good, man. So go buy a kid a fishing pole, take yourself fishing. But get into this Bible, man. Like I said, this is called a Apologetics Study Bible. It's H. Holman Christian, HCSB, whatever that means.
Holman Christian Standard Bible.
Holman Christian Standard Bible. Yeah. And like I say, I got it off of Amazon, and it's an amazing Bible, man. Anything you want to know is in here. They got Christian worldviews, other worldviews. They got people in here that's got testimonies, life stories, twisted scriptures, how people twist scriptures, artifacts that they find, pictures of like the ruins of Jericho, and I mean everything, man. It's a very powerful Bible. So I urge people to get you a Bible that fits you, man. I wouldn't jump straight into a King James. No. You know, get you a study Bible. Yeah. Because the Bible is very, very, very confusing. And just give God a try, man. I mean, you feel it. You know, you feel it. Once you ask God to come into your heart and you're sincere about it, I mean, don't just go to God thinking, oh, I'm in prison. I see that so many times, man.
Oh, yeah.
In jails and prisons, everybody goes to church. Everybody's a Christian. Oh, God's going to save me. Da-da-da-da. He's going... And it don't work like that, man. God knows your heart. So don't pray for him to get a sentence reduced. You know, pray for him to come into your heart and show you. And he will, man. And you just got to listen to your insides, man. And you'll feel it, you know. And do random acts of kindness, and that helps me a lot. You know, it helps me.
Yeah.
You know, just doing random acts of kindness, whether it might be sliding some old lady $20 here, let me pay for some of your groceries, or, you know, doing stuff for elderly people, doing stuff for kids and stuff like that, man. And it's small things like that that you do. It might not come back to you, like you might not give a woman, you might not pay for an elderly lady's groceries, and then in return, God's gonna bless you with a new car or something like that. But what he does is he blesses you tenfold. He blesses you on your inside. You know, he changes certain things about you and who you are and how you view life and how you look at life. One big thing for me was not selling for less, man. You know, I'm never comfortable at where I'm at in life.
Yeah.
I don't get too comfortable.
Yeah.
Right now, you know, I'm a Christian man. I want to do God's work. I got me a little boat. You know, thanks to my papa, he blessed me with a nice little John boat. I got me a good wife, nice little house, 2 cool little cats, and you know, I got my kids, and I get to see my youngins and spend time with my kids and stuff, and good family. But I'm not comfortable where I'm at. I want to climb higher and higher and higher and higher, and just, you know, when I was talking about earlier about stepping out your comfort zone,
Yeah.
it is very hard to do that. I stepped out my comfort zone to get to where I'm at now, and now I'm still scared to step out that comfort zone to get into the minute, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, I'm scared to fail, man. I'm scared to put money into something, or try to go around and go talking to a church and just screw things up. And I mean, and I know I got to get myself out of that. So that is a big struggle. Stepping out of something that you're comfortable doing.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, it's crazy, man. It's hard to do, a lot harder than what people think.
Yeah.
But until you step out of your comfort zone, you're stuck where you're at in life.
Was you out of your comfort zone the first time you spoke in front of a gymnasium full of kids?
That was rough.
Yeah.
It got easier.
Yeah.
It really did get easier. I mean, this interview, I mean, just being on the camera and being, you know, being able to, it's just me and you in this room, me, you, and a little bit.
Yeah.
And maybe my wife watching from the grandbaby's house on the video camera over there, the house camera. But I mean, it's still, I had so many things in my mind that I wanted to say, and I went over this over and over and over. And then when we get on the interview, it's like, I know when you go home, I'm like, God, can we do this over? Because I've missed so much stuff. But I mean, that, you know, that's in time to come. You know, the more I get back out into the scene and get to speaking more, the more powerful my words get, my testimony gets. And it's just, I mean, it's remarkable, man, what God's doing for me in my life. And Mark's been doing this for a long time. He's a remarkable person. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for him. And we need more people in life like Mark, you know, people that just take the time out to spend time with people and just get to know them, you know. I mean, whoever thought an ex-gang member and a pastor, or a gang member at the time and a pastor, will become best friends. And it's just amazing what God can do when you allow him to work in your body and just work in your life, you know. And he opens up doors to meet people. And like where I live at now, oh my God, I love it, man. These people down here are so nice and just, you know, welcoming. And, you know, I thought that society was going to forever judge me.
Yeah.
When I come home from prison, I didn't even go back to my roots.
Yeah.
I came here, and just the people he's put in my life is just remarkable people. You know, the man I work for now, hands down, one of the best guys ever. The people that I used to work for, I work for a son and his father. You know, they're still friends of mine today. They're remarkable people. You know, and it just, he opens up so many doors. You know, God gave me a relationship with my grandfather. As a kid, if I would have just, you know, stuck with doing the right thing and not got swept off my feet by the street life, and so enticed to be somebody that I'm really not, I believe that God would open that door to allow me and my grandfather to have a better relationship, you know. And I'm blessed now that, you know, he's 81 years old, and I'm blessed now that I get to see him, you know, when I make trips home and stuff like that, and I get to spend time with him and go fishing with him and build that one-on-one time with him, man. And, you know, I thank God for that every day. You know, I thank God for my brother's sobriety. It hurt me to watch, you know, because I was like a father figure to my brother. His daddy was in and out of jail a lot. He's a good man, a good-hearted person. But I feel like I failed my brother along the way, you know, because I was like his dad. I figured by him seeing me in the street life, it would keep him awake. Me going to prison all the time, it would keep him awake, and it kind of did. You know, he got a little mixed in with drugs and got caught with some drugs and stuff, and you know, did a little county time and some probation. You know, but I'm so proud of him and you know what he's become and who he is now, and you know, he's a believer of God. Him and his fiance, and you know, she's been through a lot. You know, rehabs and you know, just the system and stuff like that. So, but it's just powerful, man. You know, I got people that reach out to me all the time on Facebook. Oh man, you're such an inspiration to me. You know, you're such an inspiration, and this, that, and the third, and it really means a lot. You know, and I got people that reach out to me on Facebook. You know, trying to, you know, oh, what's up, bro? Da, da, da. But then when I, you know, living a sober Christian life, man, serving God, don't hear nothing out of them. You know, so I do love when people kind of reach out to me because it gives me a chance to kind of, you know, tell them what I did and, you know, build with them, you know, on that. And it's just remarkable, man. My cousin, him and his wife just had a premature baby. It wasn't looking good. And me and Stephanie left hotel to Charleston. You know, just I wanted to pray for the family. You know, his wife believes in God. I think he struggles, you know. But I just went down there to pray for the family and be there for them and plant the seed. And you know, God's made a lot of miracles in their life, you know, with this baby and everything. And it's just amazing what God has done in their life. And you know, I hope by planting that seed, it brings him closer to God. You know, but you know, if people that's watching this video, you know, just keep them in your prayers. They got a little baby. They got 3 other girls too. It's like their 4th girl, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4th girl. She's doing really good. She's a month and a half old now. Still in the hospital, but she's, you know, they're able to feed her and bathe her and stuff now. So just pray for them, pray for that family, you know, and you know, to keep them strong. Pray for me and my family. Pray that God hurries up, opens doors for me with this ministry thing and gets it going for me. You know, give me something to do and just, you know, pray for all the, really when I pray, man, I pray for all the lost souls out there. I pray for the people that, the sick and the drug addicted, you know, people that are just lost in the streets, that don't even know who God is, don't even know who Christ is. I pray that they'll stumble upon somebody that'll, you know, spend that time with them and be able to open up to them. You know, I think that's real powerful. So.
Now, you talking, I thought of a really good question. There's just so many young men, young women, or men or women who are looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend. How important is it for you to find that person to spend your life with that believes the same thing you do?
It's amazing. Very important. I'm a firm believer.
And is that a key, one of the keys to success?
Yeah, to me it is. You know, I'm a firm, a lot of times, and this works both ways, it ain't just for men, but a lot of times a woman can pull a successful man down and a man can pull a successful woman down. But to me, it's first, I think it's all about fixing yourself first. Getting your priorities straight, worrying about you, fixing yourself first. To me, man, a marriage is 50-50. You know, you both got to be able to pull your weight. You both got to be able to support each other. I mean, with that being said, if anybody wants to contact me, whether it's, you know, outreach centers, ministries, you know, anything, if you think that, you know, my story could reach or help, you know, help anybody out, then, you know, I got a powerful testimony. What we spoke about today was, you know, a lot of key points on things. If anybody needs me for, you know, speaking events or just anything, my contact information will be in the bottom of the link below, so don't hesitate to reach out. If y'all like these videos, like and subscribe. You know, there's many more to come.